Hello and welcome to Levant TV Headlines. A UN spokesman says UN peacekeepers serving in the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights saw drones flying before an Israeli airstrike on Syria that killed 6 Hezbollah fighters and an Iranian general near Quneitra. A ceasefire has taken effect in Yemen's capital, Sana'a, after hours of fierce clashes between the Presidential Guard and the Shia Houthi rebels. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has demanded that the Islamic State group immediately free 2 Japanese hostages unharmed after the jihadists posted a video threat to kill them. Turkey has arrested 23 people, including former senior officials in its telecoms and science agencies, in a new wave of raids against suspects accused of wiretapping senior officials, including President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. And Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu signed a military cooperation deal with Iran that his Iranian counterpart touted as a joint response to US interference. Now let's take a look at the top headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. Starting in Lebanon, the Daily Star reports that MP Walid Sukaria said Hezbollah is collaborating with Syria and Iran to create a resistant society in the Golan Heights to prevent Israel from normalizing relations with locals, 2 days after Israel's deadly strike on a military convoy in the area. The paper also reports that 2 unknown trucks dumped large amounts of expired and rotten food into a South Lebanon village overnight, causing anger and frustration among residents. Egypt Independent leads reporting that dozens of families of Copts kidnapped in Libya protested on Monday outside the United Nations office in Cairo, demanding intervention to rescue Egyptians held in Libya amid security turmoil there. The paper also reports that an Emirati newspaper has indicated developmental projects are expected to be carried out in Egypt to achieve a long-term vision of revamping the economy. The UAE's Khalij Times reports that speaking at the opening of the Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi said there is a need to address extremist discourse and get to the roots of terrorism, which has its origins in poor communities. The paper also reports that prosecutors have charged Bahrain's opposition chief Sheikh Ali Salman with attempting to overthrow the government and send him to trial. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines from the UK papers. The Independent leads its Middle East news, reporting that Republican Senator Lindsey Graham has warned that Palestine could have millions of dollars of crucial American aid withdrawn if they attempt to use their newly acquired membership in the International Criminal Court to sue Israel for alleged atrocities carried out during the last conflict. The Telegraph leads its Middle East news, reporting that the British jihadist blamed for murdering 5 Western hostages in Syria is thought to have released a new video in which he demands a ransom for 2 Japanese captives. A figure speaking with a similar English accent to Jihadi John appears in a broadcast released online in which he demands $200 million to spare the lives of a Japanese security contractor and a journalist. The Guardian reports that a 33-year-old man who has been on hunger strike in a Darwin's detention centre says staff withheld specially prepared food from him after he was persuaded to start eating again shortly before Christmas, which prompted the man to restart his strike. The Iranian man, who cannot be named, has gone more than 70 days without food. Now let's take a look at the top Middle East headlines in the international papers. From Germany, the Deutsche Welle reports that Bahraini rights activist Nabil Rajab has been charged with insulting government institutions after tweeting that Bahraini security forces had joined the Islamic State terror militias in Iraq and Syria. He now faces a 3-year jail sentence. The paper says Rajab's trial highlights the challenges faced by the country and shows that it's ill-prepared to face the threat from the Islamic State. And finally, the International New York Times reports that troops loyal to Yemen's president clashed with Houthi militiamen around the presidential palace and other areas for hours yesterday in some of the worst violence in the capital for months. At least 8 people were killed as artillery and mortar shells fell on residential neighborhoods and tanks and gunmen roamed the streets. And for more updates, please visit Levant.tv. watching. Be sure to join us again tomorrow. Bye for now.